Hey, this is Mark Shepard again, and this is one of my morning musings, and I don't know if you can notice, but I'm not dressed my best today because it's hot. It's definitely going to be in the high 90s, the humidity is high, I'm about to go work out, so I didn't want to take a shower before I go and work out, but I wanted to make one kind of point today. Dressed as I am, my hair, I literally have been sitting at my desk working and sweating. Because I don't have air conditioning. And by the way, I'm not trying to get you to feel sorry for me either, because I don't have air conditioning. That's a choice as well. But I want to talk about choice, what we can change and what we can't. Personally, I cannot change the weather. But what I can change is my response to the weather. Right? I'm not a big fan of heat and humidity. I visited San Francisco and I'm like, this is the kind of summer I like in the 40s, cold and cool. I like that. But the thing is, we have certain things in our lives that are kind of a given. They're outside of us. The weather is one of them. And then we have our internal world and how we respond to what's given to us, to that external experience. So I want to make a quick, very simple point is, I guess it was St. Francis of Assisi that had a prayer, Lord, help me to change what I can change and accept what I can't change and the wisdom to know the difference, something like that. And that's really kind of what's going on here, is that I can change how I respond to this day. I can experience the heat and the humidity today, and I can choose to enjoy the fact that my body can handle it. I'm sweating, and the sweat is cooling me off, My shirt is literally kind of sticking to me here. Or I can complain about it. I could whine about it. I could focus on how uncomfortable I am. I could focus on my arms are sticking, chafing. I don't like chafing. Chafing. Or I could do something about it. I could go someplace that has air conditioning. I could say, hey, to heck with getting any work done, put my canoe on the car and go up to the Scroon River up in Warrensburg, New York, and paddle and swim all day. Those are things I could do, right? So there are certain things that we can take action. We can either physically move to change something, or we can change internally what it means. So those are some of the abilities we have to access our power. And kind of that being said, I'm in the process of working with a group of people to create a meditation project or a positive intention project or a prayer project in January of 2014 to focus the minds of a group of people on wellness and prosperity and good communication and healing relationships in the city of Albany, New York. And they're going to kind of track it looking at some police statistics to see if we can actually lower crime. But the challenge is we can't focus on lowering crime because that focuses us on crime. We have to focus our minds on what we want, which is more harmony and more peace. Even though those words seem a little abstract, a little cliche. And then the other piece is that as a group of people focusing on peace and harmony, while the academic part of the team is focused on the statistics, we have to focus on peace and harmony outside of ourselves in the community of Albany. And here's the kick. Here's the beauty of this. You cannot focus on peace and harmony for others outside of yourself without it affecting you inside. So some things we cannot change, like the weather, right? We can't individually feel like we can change the whole world, but we can take a small piece of the world and gather together with other people and focus our thoughts, our intentions on the positive experience. Not positive because it's nice, but positive because just the difference between a positive photo and the negative of a photo. Or a positive charge on a magnet and a negative charge. And neither one is good or bad, but you're going to get whatever you focus on. That's one of the key foundations of the law of attraction. So today, my thought is, I can focus on how hot and sticky and uncomfortable I am today. Or I can focus on getting things done. I can focus on, wow, it's summer. It's the end of June. It's hot. It's a great day to go swimming. It's, a great day to go into a movie theater to stay cool. Look, I'm sweating from my top lip. Cool. I have sweat glands that work. That's awesome. If I was a dog, I would be panting. But, horses and humans have sweat glands, and we can sweat, and so we can move even when it's hot. It's great. So just to take something little like that in your life and refuse to let it take you down, but you can't focus on, I'm not going to let this get me down, because then you're focused on getting yourself down. You do understand we have to focus on what's amazing about this. What we are grateful for is a powerful tool. It's not just nice. It's not just pie in the sky. Well, everyone be nice. No, it's practical. Now, one of the challenges with the meditation project as we're beginning to kind of gear up for it is, what do we call it so we don't turn people off, right? But again, boom, we're focused on turning people off, right? You can call it prayer. You can call it meditation. You can call it positive thinking. You can call it visualization techniques. You can call it the power of intent, the power of intention. You can call it focus. There's so many different languaging, and there was some concern that some people would be offended if it was called meditation, and other people would be turned off if it was called prayer. And ultimately, who cares? It's ultimately working to focus our minds in a way that gets a positive result, not only for the world outside us, but for ourselves as well. Not only for ourselves, but for the world outside us as well. It's a win-win. So even today, as I stand before you kind of sweaty here, a little bit, I normally would shave before I come on camera, but I want to really give you honesty. I want to give you, this is a real person working to live his life as best he can, and whatever you can gain from it, that's great. If you don't get anything from it, that's okay too. Not my problem, that's your work. My work is to make sure that I stay in a place where I can radiate out the power of love, the power of intention, the power of walking through my life today and being a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. To being, as radiant and peacefully empowered as I can be. To even hold my body and move my body in a way that broadcasts love out to the world. And I don't mean gushy romantic love. I mean, I look at the people that I see even driving their cars, and I accept them as they are. I don't expect them to be anything other than they are. Therefore, I have no reaction to them that's negative. It's only, positive. If I walked into a corral with a bunch of wild bulls, right? I would not expect them to not try to, attack me with their horns. I would have to have my matador cape ready, to distract them or whatever it is. It's like as we enter the arena of life, to know that some things are beyond our control. The weather is beyond our control, at the moment. Now, as a collective, as an entire, humanity, we seem to be having control of the weather. I mean, we are affecting the weather with burning our fossil fuels, and so we need to come together and work on correcting that. But again, that's not something I individually can do today. But I can begin in my little place here to respond to the weather today, to respond to what you say today, to respond to what somebody else over there said, or that email I got, to respond in a way that is empowered, that is accepting of myself and you and loving, and to just transform this day. Because you know what? The weather's going to change. Before we know it, boom, it's going to be fall. Boom, it's going to be winter. Boom, it's going to be spring. Boom, it's going to be summer again. it's just going to change. Everything changes. So if you're in pain today, please allow yourself to just hold the idea in your mind that it is temporary. If you're in joy today, please hold in your mind that you created that joy and that you can expand the joy, and that there are days when the joy will be less, days when it's more. It's a vibration. And if you sped it up at high speed, it'd be like, you see that there's a certain stable amount of joy between the sadness and then we can work on expanding that out. There's still in slow motion that fluctuation of joy and sadness, gain and loss, up and down, roller coaster stuff. But as we gradually in our lives work on ourselves, we can move it out. We can expand the good. But there's still always that fluctuation in every life. The Dalai Lama, who many consider to be a pretty highly evolved spiritual being, still has his challenges. He still has in and out, up and down. I mean, there are things that affect the Tibetan people that might be seen as negative. He's their leader. He has to deal with it. So on a macro level, on a micro level, wherever you are in your life, again, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, whether you are atheist, agnostic, you are dealing with the same equipment. We have a mind, we have a body. And there is something that's breathing in and out, the spirit. There is something from which we all come. Even if you don't believe that the universe is sentient, a plant grows. Plants grow. There is a life force that causes them to want to grow. That is something that we all have to agree on. We are here. Let's play. Let's make the most of it. Let's grow. Let's take whatever we're given, whether it's a hot day or an icy cold day, whether it's a moment of abundance, a moment of lack, limiting beliefs that are up for healing, relationships that need to be worked on, stuff that we trigger in each other. That's the richness. That's the stuff of life. So today, my morning muse, my meditation today is to love it, to accept it, to enjoy it, to notice it. That, to me, that's one form of meditation, is just taking whatever challenge we're given today. And for me, it's like every day there's another challenge. There's something that brings something up in me that I have to work on. And it's an opportunity. It's not a burden. It's not a punishment. In the old days they thought that, what have I done or what has my family done that I've deserved this punishment from the heavens? Well, that's just one way of looking at the world, and it's not a very mature way. It's kind of a childlike way. You didn't do anything to deserve punishment. I didn't do anything to deserve a hot day. It's like, that doesn't make sense. That's why I'm using it as an example. But the hot day exists. It is hot today. And I don't have air conditioning. So as I go through my day, I either have to accept it or find a way to change it. Maybe I'd go and get an air conditioner, but I'm resisting that because that feels like that's part of the global warming problem. And I want to, even though I can't fix the global warming problem, I can maybe do a little bit to not contribute to it, right? So I can do a little bit in my own way. I can grow plants and, release some oxygen into the atmosphere, and hopefully balance out my CO2, right? And I know it's infinitesimal and someone might laugh at me, well, that's not going to do anything, but you know what? It gives me something positive and empowering to focus on. Some small action I can take. So today, take some small action. Notice what your thoughts are and practice. I mean, this piece from EFT is, even though I'm feeling this negative thing, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. That's one of the setup phrases. And you can literally just go, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. I choose to respond as best I can. I choose to learn something from this. I choose to accept the things I cannot change, and I choose to work on the things that I can change. So that's my meditation for today. I want to thank you for watching or listening. This is Mark Shepard, transformational songwriter, NLP practitioner, human being, working to become a better person. For me and for you. Because if I become a better person, maybe I'm easier to be around for you. So that's a gift I give myself and you at the same time. Right? Thank you very much. Peace, grooviness. Over now. Mark Shepard. I'm going to stop talking right now. And you have a great day. Stay cool or stay hot, whatever you like. Some people love hot weather. I don't, personally. So I'm working on it. I'm working on my stuff. All right?